I mentioned earlier in the show that tighter gun control reforms have passed through New South Wales Parliament, restricting owners to 4. Bronwyn, look, I applaud Chris Minns for his handling of the crisis. I think the Premier has been outstanding in the last 10 days. But again, are guns seriously the real threat here?
No, they aren't. The real threat here is the hate that pulled the trigger. And indeed, if they couldn't get those guns legally, they would have got them illegally. There are plenty of illegal guns out on the streets. We see them shooting up people in Western Sydney almost every day of the week. So it is a side issue, and it's quite clever strategy. The Labor government, and I agree with you about Chris Minns, I think there is a passion there that he does indeed see that what has been done has to be stopped in terms of the protest marches and the hate speakers. He is genuine about that. But when it comes to the question of guns, it's a follow-on from the Labor Party, Federal Labor Party, who says, well, let's go and have a gun argue with the farmers so that we can talk about something other than what really went on. And you see the massive announcements being made by the Labor government. Look over here, look over here. Instead of looking at what is the real question that we have to do, and to eradicate anti-Semitism, we have to eradicate all the hate that pursues and is allowed to fester and grow while the government was inactive for the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a snap decision here, snap decision there. But I agree with that point, Angela. I mean, should the focus not be on those pulling the trigger?
Well, the gun laws are obviously a focus on the means, but not the motive. And of course, that's where the critical, that's what's critical going forward. What I thought was interesting in that late night session, because of course they went to I think almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I applaud them for pushing these gun laws through. I also like the fact that the support from the opposition on this. But one of the key things that came out of this need for stronger gun laws is what Chris Minns said, is that there needed to be more sharing between federal and state information around guns. Now, if he's highlighting that, surely that is the reason for a royal commission, a federal royal commission, because if he's already highlighting that there's not good intelligence sharing around gun ownership, then what other levels are we not having that transparency, that communication, that connection between those different agencies? So while, of course, it's brilliant that they are pushing ahead with a stronger gun laws, the problem is that it's highlighted another problem.
Yeah, it's brought up many problems, and in the end, it all centres around radical Islam, and it's just not a topic that leaders are willing to go to right now. Labor's National President Wayne Swan has finally apologised after reposting this tweet, which said, quote, "Jewish people boo Albo on arrival at Bondi vigil, but they support Netanyahu, who allowed 1,200 Israelis to be slaughtered by Hamas that murdered 70,000 innocent people in Gaza. It is beyond belief that such hypocrisy can become respectable." Swan has since said, "I've reflected on the retweet and have taken it down, and I apologise for any offence caused." Bronwyn, is that enough, or should he resign?
Yes, he should resign, but there are 2 points to make here. One, it was important that those people who felt so strongly did boo the Prime Minister. He had to know how people are so incensed and hurt and angry at the way he had allowed anti-Semitism to grow that ended up in those 15 deaths. And it was important that they convey that message to him. Otherwise, he would have thought it was all okay, wasn't he great? So, point number one. Point number two is that Wayne Swan is currently the president, not for much longer, I understand, of the Labor Party. He doubled down on it, and that apology is no apology at all. He simply says, I'm sorry for any offence that might have occurred, but it's his action he has to apologise for. Where's the word my? What he did in sending up, in confirming that post. So that's no apology at all. So that man has been rewarded by the jobs for the boys type thing that Labor Party always does, heading up CBIS and getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. The man's a disgrace. He should be gone from both posts, not just one, but both.
I couldn't agree with you more. I just thought it was so ill-informed to even think to repost something like that within days of 15 innocent people being murdered. It's terrible. Before I let you both go, Anthony Albanese has requested the creation of a special honours list for heroes during the terrorist attack to recognise their bravery. Angela, there are so many amazing heroes of the Bondi tragedy. They deserve to be honoured. What do you think?
They do deserve to be honoured, Danica, but I have a problem with how quickly this is happening. I'm feeling like Albanese in his Christmas message and with this move to honour people, he's moving very fast to get, in journalism, we know that we want an upswing in a story. We want it to lift upwards. Well, I think he's going too much too soon. And the point is, of course, that we actually want to live in a country where we don't need to have heroes like this, where we do not have the instances happening that require heroes to step in. And it doesn't matter what kind of honour you give them. Some of these people will be honoured posthumously, of course, and others, they may carry a medal around their neck, but they'll also carry a bullet wound in parts of their body.
Yeah, that's really, really well said. You're spot on. And if we don't actually get to what is causing this crisis, then I do despair for this country. Bronwyn and Angela, thank you very much for joining me. Merry Christmas to both of you. Appreciate your time this evening.